I'm here. I am just having some testicular technical difficulty. Sorry. How's everybody doing today? It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. We are live all over social media, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So, how's everybody doing today? What's going on out there? I'm gonna see what's new in Lions news, and it hasn't been too much. We got Davey in the chat, Motown Mitch, and Brent DeWitt. What up, though? Lions rule, Bears drool. John the Packer fan is high this morning. That's every morning. Only this morning, lol. Good afternoon, JB. Yeah, well, extra high. King SJ afternoon, JB and Lions fans. Yes. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got a trivia thing. Daily Drive. Mel Kiper sent Boston College pass rusher in mock draft. No, I didn't catch it, broski. I'm quite sure it was a riot. How are you doing today, broski? Good to see you. JI says John, the Packer fans' predictions are always 50-3. The Packers win. You know, it's funny how everybody's talking about how uh Amon-Ra St. Brown wasn't happy. We got Trace in the chat. Good afternoon, JB. I'm out running errands up in Traverse City. And he goes, it was classic. Oh, I bet it was. Was John the Packer fan on there being a dork? Yeah, I actually gained weight. So it looks like Titans is taking Cam Ward at 1 in the draft. I've heard they're also in on Travis Hunter. Von Doom is good. He will be on tonight on the NFL Roundtable Talks. His schedule finally works out where he's home at night, and he'll be for the night shows, but he can't be for the day shows. He's doing good. I'm looking at your jerseys that I didn't get a chance to send out because well, I was incarcerated the day I had them ready. This is with this torn rotator cuff. I've lost weight and got fat. That's it. Fat weighs less than muscle, but I actually gained 20 pounds. Moonscar, we like to get a little crazy when the news is slow. Good afternoon, kneecap soup sippers. Yes, I eat kneecap soup every day. So what's going on? What do you guys want to see? What do you want to talk about today? Got Yoli probably popping in any minute. She messaged me this morning and I didn't look at it. Because I've been trying to scour and find 20. Yeah, I went from 220 to 240. That's God's honest truth. I'm 240. Hey, Broski, I'm not going there. It's not the appropriate Broski Bear. I'm sorry that you are a Bears fan, but hey, he's also an OSU fan, so he had a good year at least for one of his teams. I seen on Rocked On the morning show a good debate was to pay Hutch or not. I think they still got time to debate on the fifth year option. So I think they're gonna do the fifth year option and then be like with JMO because of what he got hurt. They might let him play out the contract and work it out in the off season, but I think they get it done in the season because that's what they did with Sewell. And that's just my opinion. I think Bill T is a Packer fan by the green shirt there, but I'm not sure. But I'm happy to see all you guys here this morning. Got 23 people watching. Nobody's hit the like button yet, but they will. May 1st is the deadline for exercising the fifth year option. The Lions, you know that. Eh, there's more than the Lions fans on here. We've got Broski. We got Motown. Neil Green. I did. We got Sarah the Vi Queen. Yes, and I call her the Vi Queen because she is a Viking fan and she is the Vi Queen. Notice I didn't use a B, I used a V. Oh, you're a New England Patriots fan. That's awesome. I love it when I get fans of other teams on here, and I think a lot of them come out. Hit the like button on both Huddle and mine. Got it. There was a date whether to pay them or let them walk and pay four others one quarter of what they would have to pay Hutch. All right, Trace, get that taken care of. Nobody's perfect. I think they're going to do the fifth year option on him and then work out a deal. And I don't think he's going to get as much as like Miles Garrett, a Bosa, or anything like that. I think they could be. It depends on if they get that wide receiver room a lot right or not. Stephon Diggs doesn't move the needle for me for him. Well, the Bears beat the Patriots in a Super Bowl. Chew on it. Yeah, well, that happened in 1984. Yeah. Were you even born yet, Broski? Because I know I wasn't born the last time the Lions won a world championship. At least I'm honest about my lifetime. Liked and shared, bro. One ass cheek, three toes. That's beast. Thriller the thriller. Nothing like him coming in here. You want to come in today, bud? Let me know. Broski Bear, he don't want Ashton Genty because he don't have high hopes for him. I want to ask. That's Beast Thriller the Thriller, an occasional co-host of mine. It was 1986, and yes, I have fond memories of it. Awesome. Yeah, the 85-86 season, I remember. Oh, man. It's going to be popping tonight. It's the NFL Roundtable Talk. Sarah, send me a message if you want to be a part of it. Yeah, that's what I was saying for the in-season one, the NFC North, where they do a little bit of everybody. I think it's a great idea. Broski's 10 years younger than, wow, I'm old. Yeah, I'm old too. Sarah can scream with the best of them. Yeah, I loved it when she was screaming with Tim Isaacson on that one. Yes, it was great. Bill T, because he's a Mountain West running back who can't cut and might not be an NFL caliber is the reason. It's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, if you're interested. And I'm just going to dig up the four best stories off of NFL.com and we're going to go over them and get everybody's opinion. I think he is going to the Raiders. I think that's the perfect spot for him, actually. People are trying to convince Vikings need to get Ashton Genty because Aaron Jones isn't getting any younger. I personally think the second running back is more of a pro style running back, like Jameer Gibbs type of running back, and that's Omarion Hampton out of University of North Carolina. That kid is special. He can catch out of the backfield. He's cut. He's elusive. He's a little quicker. I think I think Genty goes in the top 10. I think he goes to the Raiders or the Bears. Hampton is a good running back. Yeah, I know. I did pay attention to a few things while I was in jail watching the update. Oh, Marion. What's the link? Okay, I'll get it for you. Not a problem. And like I said, we are on the Huddle Sports Network. I'm just waiting for my computer to get caught up because when I'm streaming, it runs slow. The link is sent, sir. Yeah, child support. I'm not. I don't. It's not that I've tried to not pay my child support, but the I make was not able to cover the whole amount. Well, there he is already. Look at this. It's the one, the only. B Strilla to Thrilla from one ass cheek and three toes in the building.
What's going on, JB? How you doing, brother?
Well, I got somebody here. I can put my headphones on so I can hear you.
Yeah, that would help. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
Ricky Scott and all those guys out there watching. This one's for you. I hope Smoking Dan shows up. Oh. I hope I turn it on, don't I?
Getting ready.
Yeah, it's getting ready. We're gonna be jamming again. King SJ says, "What's up, Estrella?"
What's up, King S? J.I., man. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, J.I. disappeared when I disappeared. He didn't want to be around them losers.
What's up, Moonscar, Sarah, Broski Bear? How y'all doing?
Oh, yeah. He said, Strilla, you look younger today. He shaved. I got to get a fresh shave on for tonight.
The Tigers stuff?
It might be the Tigers.
Yeah.
The only way I get you guys is via JB. I hear you. Anything new that you heard? Because I didn't see shit. I've seen a bunch of like mock draft shit. That's all I've seen all day.
No, it's been pretty quiet on the Lions front, basically all in the NFC North front, actually. I haven't heard too much about anything else, so it's been quiet.
Okay.
Except for Dan Campbell's interview, people are talking about his people want to be here, his coaching attitude and stuff like that.
She said she could be a lot better or a lot worse. But this one's for you. So, Bistrella, how do you feel about Ashton Genty? Because Broski Bear said he can cut, but he can't be an NFL caliber running back.
I mean, I can't. He can cut. Let me tell you something about college stars that come out of the NFL. I would say this, that they have to prove themselves in the NFL for me. And I can't tell you if he can't be an NFL caliber running back, because Barry Sanders was small too. Just think about that. And he had a successful career in this league. So, I mean, I can't tell you who won't be successful in the end. I can tell by what they do in college that they can do something in the NFL. But as far as anything else, I couldn't tell you.
Even though he's not a Hall of Famer yet, but I think he runs like, drop the YouTube channel. Okay, let me get it in there. I'll put it here, and then I will put it in this one too. Broski wants to hop on.
Okay. All right, Broski.
So I put it in both of the. Yeah, there he is. Look at that. How quick was that? The Huddle Sports is the right.
He wants to hop on here, but I try to get him out at 4:00 in the afternoon on Sunday. His ass don't show up. Okay. All right, Broski. I love you though, man. But okay.
Nah, man, that's my bad. Honestly,
he's giving you the business. That. Yes, Sarah, you can hop on too. Come on in.
Oh, Sarah. Yeah, let Sarah come in here. Yeah.
J.I. says that he looks like a footprint.
It's a bear's footprint. Come on now.
He's giving it to him.
Yeah. Right. He's just messing.
It is what it is. You know, it's midweek. It's happy hump day.
Yeah.
Hump day.
Hump day.
So Ashton Genty, I mean, I watched a lot of film on him. When I break down like college players and try to project them to the NFL, I look at their college production, which he had way overinflated numbers, but with that production also comes some wear and tear. He hasn't had a major injury, but he has had 750 carries in his college career. Then I look at his athleticism, which pretty much like anything he's tested in, he's like 80th percentile, I would say, which isn't anything crazy,
It's
except his
average.
40 time, which he hasn't ran a 40 since I think last year.
Right.
So obviously he's not too confident in that. You know what I mean? Like the people, Omari and Hampton, everyone else, they ran 40s. Like if you have a good 40 time, you're running your 40, And then I look at the competition you played against, which for Genty is absolute trash. Like Mountain West running back, are you kidding me? Like say what you want, it's just like you didn't play the best comp. So the fact that what I was saying about his cuts, like he doesn't cut. It's so weird. Like I watch his highlights, I'm like, has he ever plant his foot and actually make a sharp cut? I haven't seen it in all the film I've watched of him. It's freaking strange.
Like I was really gonna say, but I want to say here is the first half of that playoff game, Genty didn't do shit versus Penn State, and then he broke out in the second half once the defense started to tire. So that means he does have the chance because there's a lot of NFL caliber defense in the Big Ten. He can do something, but he's not going to be a star. I agree with what J.I. says. He'll be an average NFL player is what he'll end up.
Exactly. And it took him 30 carries to get 100 yards against Penn State. So it's like, okay, you give him credit for, toughing it out or whatever you want to call it, but I mean, it's in, the 2 fumbles in the first half. So I'm not going to just focus on that one game, but it was a little, it was eye-opening to see.
Well, on this tip, let me say something about his career. He's gotten better every year he's been in college football. He went from carrying 5.3 to 7.0. He went from 7 touchdowns to 29. So he's gotten better every year. I mean, I think that what he'll succeed in is a two-back set. I think that's what will happen. He'll be a spell running back, kind of like, a lot of teams use now. So
he needs to be the Thunder, and somebody else needs to be the Lightning. What he is a ground and pound guy. In the NFL, he's going to be that 3 to 4 yard carry guy. That's what he'll be. Yeah. Between the tackles, north-south running, not east.
He'll be a RBA or RBB, whatever the case you may be, but he's not going to be a RB1. He's not going to start. That's what he ain't going to do.
Oh, I agree that Omarion Hampton's skill set is way better than Genty's, the kid out of North Carolina. He's faster. He catches good out of the backfield. He's elusive. He has cut. He has hip swivel. He's probably the best overall back in this draft. But at the same time, people are going to draft Genty because of the power, because a lot of teams have a speed back already. Not everybody has a power back.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't really see Genty used as a short yardage running back that often in Boise State. They just really weren't in that situation very often.
You saw it against Penn State. And that's why he had so many carries, is because he had to get short yardage, because he wasn't just running away from people, because he doesn't have a juke move. He has a cut, but it's not great. It's just average.
Yeah. So I think we kind of agree, JB, it sounds like.
Yeah. I think Omarion Hampton, the RB2 on the depth board right now, is the better one and should be the one. But because of the fact that not a lot of teams have a power back, a Marshawn Lynch, the rookie year at Tashard Choice, stuff like that, because there isn't a lot of them that actually are still doing good, they're starting to fall off and retire or get hurt. He'll be drafted early because of it.
Yeah, but I would argue too that Omarion Hampton is a power back. He's an everything back. He can run routes almost like a wide receiver. He can catch. He can he can cut. He can run you over. He's really outstanding. He's an all around really good running back. And to address Bill T in the comments, I would absolutely take Hampton over Genty. There's a lot of running. I mean, I would take a ton of running backs in this draft over Genty, honestly.
As far as skill set wise, yes, there's a ton of them that have a better skill set. We got Big Dan Davis in the house. He's one of my first subscribers to the channel. Good to see
Big
you,
Dan.
brother.
Shout out Big Dan.
Big Dan lives around the corner from me.
Well, considering we just signed Monty to 3 years last year. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying Genty's a scrub.
J.I., honestly, I think he could be. Like, I really don't think he has the loose hips or the straight line speed needed to be a successful running back in the NFL.
If you look at what they just did when they re-signed Monty last year because they gave him a pay raise and extended him, his contract runs out when Gibbs runs out.
Yeah.
So
I didn't understand them. I didn't understand the Lions resigning Monty like that. Like that was a very odd move, I thought.
You know what? He missed 5 games and still had 1,000 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My point is this though. It's not a knock on Montgomery. More is like I really like Gibbs. I've always liked Gibbs. I think Gibbs is the second best running back in the NFL. Like feed that guy. Like feed him. And I thought they should have done better than drafting Vaki in the 4th round. Like they could have drafted an actual running back in the 4th round. But
yeah, I know. They did a couple of moves where I scratched. There she is.
Yeah, sorry, I had to. iPhone and then log on to another iPhone to scan the QR code. I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Well, I keep hearing rumors about the Kenny Grant thing too, but if you want to get up to get Kenny Grant, you're going to have to move all the way from 29 or 30 to 15. And I don't see him making that big splash move. Every time they want us to.
I don't think Grant's going to be that high, though. Grant will be, but Grant isn't going to be.
I mean, Grant or Walter Nolan or, like I said, JT Tumaloa would be great for the Lions if they got any one of those 3 guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other 2 edges that I like, because Charles Stewart's dropping, so there's a chance he may be there because he had a poor combine. And what's the other one? Jackson, I think it was, is the other big defensive end that's more that could be a tweener.
What team?
There's Harmon too.
Yeah, Harmon's good too, but I'm talking about the guys that I definitely would. And look who's here! It is Ken the Bear fan. Hello, buddy.
Hey, sorry I was late. We were having
a
concert backstage at the morning show.
Right.
I see Kenneth Grant going from between like picks 21 to 30.
Oh, Motown's going to join.
That's good. That's Sarah's favorite person.
I know. Hey, look at that.
Whoa, what happened to Ken the Bear fan?
You guys better be nice too, Motown and Sarah, and Motown start Sarah off.
Are the Bears going to move up to 4 ahead of the Raiders to get Genty?
Yep.
Sarah keeps looking. Sarah sends me an inbox. Sarah sends me a message every day on X on how the Bears are going to draft Genty. So I'm sure she'll come up with about 15 different scenarios on how it's going to happen between now and the draft. So by the time the draft comes, I'll have seen and heard everything.
All right. We got David.
The Raiders are going to get Genty.
Says, I think that the major part of the Vaki selection is his abilities and potential on special teams. 100%. That is 100% what it is. But Mitch, yes, you can hop on. I put the link in the YouTube channel. Just click the link and you'll pop right in. Let's have fun.
Is that a dog? Do I hear a dog?
You heard Bistrilla.
Or was that a laugh?
My laugh of Sarah and the Motown on here at the same time.
Oh boy!
No, we're not taking Ashton Genty because then we just extended Jones and we just traded for Mason.
I was going to say I'm actually wrong about Genty, which I don't think I will be.
Dan Leonard, there he is. J.I. just for you. Wow, there's like 3 million of y'all old farts on there today.
That's right. Old farts run the rule, buddy.
And I think because we were limited on just having 4 picks, that's why they went and traded for Mason.
Right.
Now, you guys are good at running back.
Yeah, and that's actually my player comparison for Genty, if I'm wrong, which I don't think I am, is Aaron Jones with a couple more pounds. Like,
I think he's somewhere between.
But I don't think he's that. I don't even think he's going to do that.
Aaron Jones was fast till he started getting hurt. Let's not.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. That's overrating Genty. I do think, but yeah, it's not
Little
that
thumbs.
far off. So Genty's like an old Aaron Jones at best.
That's worse than Aaron Jones.
Yeah, look at this. He says Dan Little Thumbs Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
His thumbs are so small he doesn't even get the B.
Right.
He goes, I can definitely envision the Vikings trying to trade down in order to get more picks, and I see that too.
That's an interesting take.
I think
you think they would trade down, Sarah, to get more picks?
I think we're in a perfect spot where the quarterback, where teams that want a quarterback but they don't want to take it in the top 10 will move back up to take it in the mid 20s. I think we're in the perfect spot for that. But to me, if someone's trading with us to move up for a quarterback, then we need to tax them for a quarterback tax.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If that's what they're trading up for, that's what you do. But if they're just trading up, because some teams don't tell you what they're doing, and they just trade up just to keep it quiet. Like the year when the Lions traded up to get Jameson Williams, we really didn't give up shit to move up to 12.
Yeah, but I mean, like if New York is trying to trade up with us, gee, I wonder what they're trying to trade up for.
Right? Because rumor is that if Cam Ward and Shedeur go 1 and 2 overall, they're going Travis Hunter immediately at 3.
I just don't see Titans. I don't see the Titans getting a quarterback. That's all I got to say.
I know somebody said that in the thing, but I've also heard that they were high on Genty at 1.
How many quarterbacks do you guys think will actually go in the first round?
I think 3. You say 2?
That's a lot.
I say 3. I say 3. That either because you got the 2 everybody's talking about, and one of these 2 will get picked in the first round.
There's going to be some big disappointments this year in the NFL.
Or Jackson Stark.
2 quarterbacks. I'm telling you.
This is an interesting draft. Like, I could see those teams that are further back in the draft, let's say like the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, where they could trade out of the first round as some other teams who are more needy are trying to get pieces like offensive line, defensive line, trench pieces. Mm-hmm. So like, let's say if you're like Tennessee and you draft the quarterback, right? Which Skrill's like, I don't know. But let's say you do, and then they can trade back into the first round, in the late first round, so you don't have to give up as much to get a protection piece for that quarterback. So, I mean, I can see a couple teams like being willing to get out of the first round and some teams trying to get back into the first round.
So, Big Dan Davis, what you're asking here, and isn't Boston College ACC, the Atlantic Coastal Conference? Is that correct?
I think so.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking about a whole conference of weak offensive line. He better have 16 and a half sacks in 13 games if he wants to even get drafted in day 2. I'm just saying because it's that division, and he's not from Clemson where he's seen all the time, or Syracuse, or Florida State, or Miami. I think he's going to struggle to get picked in the first round.
Well, that's the thing. JB, though, you're dead on with your analysis in more ways than you even realize right now. Because a lot of these guys, like with Genty and some, they do this great stuff in college. Like you'll hear the argument, look at all these great stats in college, and you'll say, okay, but what conference? And they'll say, well, yeah, but he had 18 sacks or 16 sacks, and then you come with that argument, which is correct. And then another guy, the same guy who will have said that, will turn around and say, yeah, well, he did it in college. What's he going to do in the pros? I saw that yesterday with Genty and Tyler Warren. Like, well, Warren did all these things at Penn State, but he hasn't done jack in the pros. And then 2 seconds later, the same guy is posting about how great Genty's going to be. He's like, dude plays in a WAC conference.
Yeah, check out Tyler Warren's highlights against Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, Michigan, like every freaking other big program. You know what I mean?
It's like watching what's his name? Blake Corum's highlight reel from Michigan every year that he was in.
Yeah.
That guy was a big play waiting to happen every fucking game, right?
I mean, you can say that about a lot of draft picks. I mean, draft picks is a crapshoot anyway. They're either going to do really well or they're going to do really bad. That's all that comes down to. It's who you're going to take the chance on and who's going to be the most informed about that chance that they're taking. It's a crap shoot anyway.
I just think it mitigates.
That's why there's no GM in the NFL outside of maybe I don't even say Howie that can get a draft completely right.
Well, and on top of that, it really matters where they end up, what team they end up getting drafted to as well.
That's true too.
That makes a difference.
Yep, that's true too. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think it mitigates the risk though. If you draft your players in the trenches from the SEC or Big Ten, if you draft your players on offense from SEC, Big Ten, ACC, or Big 12, avoid defensive players from the Big 12. Those are just like rules of thumb. And JB, I wasn't sure if you're aware of this, but the Bears have already had a first-round bust draft pick out of Boise State kind of recently.
I don't doubt it.
Shea McClellan in 2012.
Dude, Broski has said his name more than the last week and a half, probably the last 5 years.
Painful memories.
Our right tackle is from Boise State. He's pretty good.
Yeah, you say this, but at the same time, Bill T, each one of those guys miss between 4 to 8 games a year. What if they're at the same time? Then they're not going to have a pass rush.
Well, it's not going to happen anyways.
First of all, and Nick is a better pass rusher than his brother. I think he's better all around than his brother is. I think Buffalo just got somebody out there.
It's weird how some players go to a different team and they don't get injured. Like Aaron Jones was always injured for the Packers, but he played 17 games for us.
Mitch, you're gonna have to define bust off. That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, have you been listening to? Dude, I don't live in San Francisco, man.
You should be discussing privately.
Yeah,
that sounds like what you asked for quiet time in jail.
Oh,
man! JD was trying to avoid a bust off.
Hey,
exactly.
I think this kind of is the perfect.
If you want to bust off, join the Packers locker room. That's what they're known for.
This is the perfect response to Mitch's comment.
So where are you guys having this bust off?
I don't know, but I don't want to be there.
Yeah, me neither. It looks like some of the morning show hilarity is flooded into JB.
We do have our buddy's favorite quarterback, though.
Is that a corn?
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you think it was, Sarah? Come on.
Oh, so hilarious. Who can come up?
I'll win that. Mitch, no one can bust on the Bears more. No one loves the Bears more than me. No one can bust on the Bears more than me.
The Packers have a pretty big bust offensive lineman.
Yeah, and Brent, you're absolutely right.
Oh, there it is.
You're absolutely right. Calling a draft or a player taking a bust before year 3 is idiotic.
We accepted Lewis Sean was a bust after year 2.
Oh, that's okay. But John says that everybody's a bust after their first year.
Come on, Doran. Drop the comment, Doran. I'm waiting for it. Don't let me down, Doran.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. Ken was trashing Jared Goff, how he chokes in big games. That's why we never see a Super Bowl. Well, dude, the pick 6 and the 5 interceptions in the playoffs last year, that's kind of supporting evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, Mitch.
Well,
not a fair
to say he's not going to go in the Super Bowl because he's been in the Super Bowl, so we can just eliminate that whole thing right there.
Well, as a Lion. Well, yeah.
Thanks, Doran. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm not saying that the Lions can't get to a Super Bowl.
How is Caleb a bust? He ain't been playing for 3 years. John,
for some reason, oddly enough, that comment from Doran comforts me. I don't know why. It is weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very odd thing for me to say.
I know why.
It's comforting you to know that you're gonna be drafting Archie Manning in 2 years.
I'm gonna give you another name, real quick. Anytime it's predicted by John Doran or Paul Merkel, it has a 96% chance of not coming true.
So he's like Mel Kiper.
There you go. Yep, exactly.
Dorn's the Mel Kiper of our chat.
Maybe we should let JB take government-paid vacations more often, because he came back with like stats. He had so much time in his hand. He went through every John Dorn comment to come up with the stat line for it.
Should we just call it John Kiper?
There we go. It's John Kiper and Paul McShay.
Oh, Jesus.
That's false. I'm always right. You said, how many times did you say you were beating us last year? John Kiper, draft expert.
Yeah, and again, I just think with the Lions, I mean, this is a Lions show. Like they, Goff had a horrendous game in the playoff, but like they need to worry about overall, like going forward, like they need to worry about their defense. They're like, dude, if they ever had a top 10 defense, look out, honestly. Like they're, that's what they need to address.
The character issues do affect the draft stock all the time. We've seen it. Jordan Davis was supposed to be going that year to the Seahawks, remember? And that we were like, okay, that means Devin Witherspoon will be a Lion. And then all that crap came out about the wreck where a guy died and he walked away from the wreck. Next thing you know, hey, we're not taking him. He went all the way, what was it, 9? Because Philly traded up to 9 and Bears went to 10.
And Carter? Yeah.
What's funny? I do want
to refer to one thing here. I refer John Dorn as our Nick Wright. That's what he is.
Oh.
Because he hates the Lions so bad, just like Nick Wright does. He hates everybody in the NFC North except the Bears. No.
That's because he loves Caleb. Nick Wright loves Caleb. That's why.
And I keep seeing mock drafts that New England will take Travis Hunter at 4. And I'll tell you what I think about mock drafts, and it doesn't matter who does them and how good they are at the time of the draft when they say who's coming up and who they're picking. Guess what? Those mock drafts are only right 0.1% of the time. It's less than Dorn.
This is how pathetic Nick Wright is, that he had the Bears going to the Super Bowl last year.
I remember. Even Ken trashed on that opinion.
Oh, and a year before he had the Chiefs going 17-0.
Right. Lions franchise is always horrible. Yeah, that's nice. I'm glad I come into every Packer show and just say nasty things about your team.
Well, no, but JB, look, if you're a Packers fan, you gotta understand where John's coming from. He's frustrated, okay? Because they make the playoffs, but they never do anything with it. It's like they're like the guy who gets to go on dates with all these hot women, and at the end of every date, it said, "Oh, well, it's been nice being friends with you."
So you're saying we're all in the right division because we always all choke.
B&B
right.
talked about this.
That's perfect analysis there, Sarah. We all fucking choke. We suck.
So, you still need an opinion. Would you go grab Trey Hendrickson in case Hutchinson gets injured again? I was talking with JB about this yesterday, and I just said that it's that flashy move that Brad Holmes doesn't do.
Yeah, I can't doing that.
I'll tell you what, if I'm the Lions, though, I would try to make that happen. Like, at some point, you do have to go all in. If they feel they still have a window to do it, you make that move, honestly.
I'm really on the fence about that because I think it would be a good move. And, you want to win now. That's the whole objection for your team, is to win now and get a Super Bowl, whatever the case may be. And the defense has been a horrible part of Detroit, for the last couple of years. So it needs to be better. If they did that and they spent that money, of course, they're going to have to do something in the future as far as get rid of people we don't, we need, that we have as a staple. So it's either you get Trey Hendrickson now and you try to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, or, you don't.
But that's where you got to rely on nothing. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. My bad.
No, you're good. Go ahead, broski.
No, I was going to say that's where you have to rely on Brad Holmes' drafting ability. Like, just assume that he's going to continue to draft pretty well. And adding that defensive end too. So, like, to me, the Lions, they don't really have like a lockdown number one corner, but that's going to help your secondary bringing in a guy like Hendrickson. So it would just be a great move. It would be a great move.
Like,
With
no
all
offense,
so too.
but
with all the injuries they had last year, though, like the Lions, like, okay, for the Bears, it's like the Bears fans are counting on Brisker to come back, who, by the way, after this year is not under contract. In fact, none of the safeties on the Bears are under contract after this upcoming season. Detroit got a similar situation with so many injuries last year. For Lions fans to go, well, no, our defense is fine. Like, no, it's not. They were all injured last year. They're not fine. You need to start drafting defense now. And so why not, spend your first round pick, second round pick on defensive players, because you had so many damn injuries last year.
Like, no offense, just being an objective fan, your Achilles heel has been your defense.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, and they need some offensive line.
This is why it's not going to happen right here. He's exactly right. Right now our cap room is 43.8, and Trey Hendrickson wants $35 million. So if you pay him $35 million and you leave yourself with $8 million left, you can't even afford to sign your draft pick.
Look at it this way: safety is not the most difficult position to replace through the draft. So Kirby Joseph can walk. As much as it might pain you to say it, he could walk, and you could replace him. Now, I'm not saying the guy's going to come in and be all pro or Pro Bowler his first year, but you could probably find a pretty good replacement through the draft. Is my point.
Well, and the Lions need some O-line. Let's face it, like, you had another O-lineman leave in free agency this year. Last year, pressure was starting to get to Goff. We saw it in the playoffs. We saw it in the Bears game. They're going to have to start replenishing the O-line too. The Lions, they're in the window, but if they want to stay in the window longer, they have to do some replenishment in the trenches. They really do. You're starting to see.
I'll disagree, because now that Zietler's gone, Graham Glasgow played horrible at left guard last year. B&B talked about this. They're probably going to move Graham Glasgow back to right guard, where he was good the year before and a top 5 guard in the league. And Christian Mahogany, when Glasgow went out, the play was better.
You still need to start replenishing. And even in the later rounds, you got to start bringing guys in. Because if you
that's what the draft is for.
You don't realize.
Yeah,
that's what the draft is for.
The
draft is for people to start in the future. That's what you do. You draft, and this is the thing that Brad Holmes has done. He's drafted offensive and defensive linemen. That's what you got to do to stay in that window. However, with bringing Trey Hendrickson in there, you're kind of right. You may have to let Kirby go. I wouldn't want to, because he's one of the most dynamic players on defense. But at the same time, you're going to get Aiden. They're not going to pay Aiden Hutchinson this year. They're just not. I'm going to tell you why, because they're going to see what he can do.
Exactly.
Right. Hey, Giovanni Manu is going to get trained at guard because we got one spot thinner at guard. But to say that we're thin at O-line, we still got 12 on the roster active right now.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if you guys did make moves in the draft that a lot of fans will be like, huh? They'll make sense maybe to us in the panel, but to everyone else, they'll be like, huh? Because Brad Holmes sees it too with the injuries. You're going to draft players where you already have quality starters. And they're like, but we've already got this quality starter. Why are you drafting a guy who can start right now? I don't know. Injured much?
After last year, that's why I said our first 3 picks, there might be 2 defensive ends in it, because our defensive ends got so injured last year.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be mad at it, because if any of them become a starter, then that guy that was injury prone, Marcus Davenport, becomes rotational.
And they sign him again. That's the only move right now. I feel that Holmes made. That's just this idiotic move. Just don't pay that guy. Come on, dude. You could have spent your money elsewhere better than that.
Or just not resign
him. Who are you talking about?
Davenport.
Davenport?
Yeah.
Davenport. There you go. That one.
That was like rubbing salt in the wound if you're a Lions fan, I feel.
Yeah, it was. Because when Zadarius Smith didn't even come onto the field until week 11, he was traded for in week 9, sat out. Davin hurt MVP. But anyways, ended up with 4.5 sacks, and I think he had almost 30 pressures. Jim Jackson in the house.
Now that sounds like porn music.
It does.
That's what it is.
Why do you think I show that picture and play that song?
Right.
Yo.
That sounds something like Broski and Motel Mitch would have playing in the bus stop.
Sarah.
There you go. Yes,
That's not nice.
Hey, God.
Wow. Warren, I could see this.
John, that's probably
the
best thing you said, Jared.
Going, the Bears have already said you will not complete the tour. You will not get your 4th divisional helmet for your mantle.
I love it, Big Dan. When Brad Holmes resigned Davenport, I did the whole Naxie Kerrigan why thing.
Wow, we've been showing age today between the two shows. We were talking about Zima this morning, and now Nancy Kerrigan. Woo.
Blast from the past.
I'm telling you. And we thank you for your support.
Yeah.
She's not playing kneecap. She's getting hit in the kneecap.
I gained 4 followers thanks to Ken.
Hey. And,
what up, Jim?
It's been a blast here today. I mean, I love it when I got people to talk to. Patty Grimes!
What's
Good
up,
to
Patty?
see you.
Patty!
I had an unscheduled vacation.
Hey, it was a government paid vacation.
There you go.
Jeremy was checking out what kind of facilities the county offers.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure that his tax dollars are being used properly.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Oh, geez.
Oh, you forgot the JJ McCarthy question.
No, we did not see the JJ McCarthy question.
Guys, I got to drop. I got to get something done right now, but I'll talk to you later.
Right.
All right, broski. Have a good one, brother.
Do I have what?
JJ McCarthy going to be a franchise QB for the Vikings because, look, he sat out the whole season with the energy. Do you think he's going to be a franchise quarterback? That's basically
I think that he's surrounded with so much talent that if he doesn't make it, it's because he's just not good enough.
Yep, I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
So,
because I can't really say how he's going to be because I don't know. He's never taken a snap. But
you're good,
if you were able to provide a bust like Sam Darnold to be successful, I don't see any reason why JJ can't. And if JJ can't, then he's just not good enough.
Right.
And then we draft again.
I know. I love Mitch and his takes.
You know, considering this will be his rookie year, he might. You never know.
That's a Michigan answer. That's not
on the morning show for Jordan Love. This is like that make or break year, right? This is that 3rd year starting. So
right.
where
he had
regress.
He had his sophomore slump. He regressed, and if he's able to rebound from that, guess what? He'll be better. If not, it'll be about the same or worse. That's what happens. We've seen it all the time.
Yeah, I think Caleb's going to be in the same boat that JJ is because now Ben Johnson has developed that line for him. It's a much better line than he had last year. So now it's a make or break year for Caleb. You know, I mean, he did do well last year, very underrated what he did. But, you know, when you're seeing the ground 75 damn times, you know, in a year, that ain't going to help you out too much.
That's going to be interesting because I think Caleb is going to have a sophomore slump like most guys do. But it's weird because now you've got you go from that crap we ran as an offense last year to an offense that's going to be more designed for him from Ben Johnson. So while there's going to be a slump at the same time, I'm expecting a little bit up. So it's going to be an interesting dichotomy to see where he ends up through the season.
I mean, you guys are, as much as you say we are going to be offensively challenged because we got a new offensive coordinator, but you guys got a new offensive coordinator too. So everything's going to start off slow for at least the Lions and the Bears. So
the team with the least movement that has the best chance of starting off fast is Green Bay, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they're overall they're the most stable of all the teams. Minnesota's getting a new quarterback. The Bears and Lions have new coordinators.
The new quarterback thing is the only question, and that's what the only question was last year with the Vikings, which is why I said they could be 2nd or 3rd place easily this year. You know, and I said that they would be 2nd or 3rd place last year because I said the Bears would be trash.
Yeah. And Bill, I mean, Honestly, let me go to this. I mean, like, you don't have to be sorry about it because it could end up that way. It really could. This division's good. You could have JB said 4 10-win teams, and your last place team could be a 9 or 10 game winner.
8, 9, or 10 games. Be the loser of the division.
Yeah. I don't think that you're done, Jim. I just think that you're not winning 15 games, and your window is starting to close a little.
The schedule's a lot tougher than last year's schedule, for one thing. And all the teams that we're talking about in the division got better. Are we going to do the platinum sombrero that we gave the division again? Highly unlikely. I didn't think we were getting the platinum sombrero last year. That's why I said, we might get to 15, but I think it's going to be closer to 11 or 12 is what I said.
Ain't nobody getting 15.
Well, and let's not act like we weren't all the beneficiaries of playing an AFC South.
Right,
yes,
that's just true.
Yes. Now, a couple of teams did lose to teams in the AFC South, but
but the rest of the three of us swept the whole division.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you guys think about Detroit winning the division?
I still think they're the odds-on favorite, and I'm only going to say it for one reason. I don't think there's as much of a talent drop-off of what's here. It's more like everything was lateral moves until we have the draft.
I have a guest in the studio here, and he's small and he's tiny. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Kid, what's going on, man?
Sebastian, right?
Yep, Sebastian.
Try to remember that. That's important.
He's like, this is my camera. No, I mean, look at your division champs to you're not, right? So there's that. But the division's better overall. I mean, this is going to be a hard division to win, period.
Mm-hmm.
And injuries will play like they did last year, and some luck will play, and it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun.
We got two real good divisions to play against too. We got the NFC East and the AFC North. So those traditionally the Lions have very bad problems with Baltimore and Baltimore. So I'm not even chalking that up as a win.
I mean, even as bad as Cleveland is, they're still good, right? In the AFC North, like Cleveland's got their quarterback issues, but they still have a defense. You got Myles Garrett, man.
Myles Garrett, one guy. You gotta have 10 other guys doing the same damn thing, and they ain't. Trust me. Yeah, they've lost a lot of games. They've lost bad when Myles Garrett's been in there. So I'm not. No, I'm just not going for that.
At the same time, though, Myles Garrett can also take over a game.
He ain't taking over no games with the NFC North. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to tell you. Our offensive lines have improved. Every one of our teams has improved. So hell no.
Wait, go back to Jim's comment real quick. I want to remind Jim of something. Matt LaFleur, his first season as head coach, won the division, took the Packers into the playoffs. We see a lot of times Matt Nagy, first year as a head coach, wins the division, takes the Bears to the playoffs. That 2 to 3 seasons for a head coach, I don't buy that because we see a lot of them go right away, first year, boom. And those situations are similar to the Bears situation where they had the players, the talent level was on the roster. And those coaches, we've seen it. So I would not put that in stone, Jim.
All right. And before we go any further, I got to play Yoli's music.
Are we going to a fiesta?
Yep.
Yeah. She's here she's Yoli Cruz.
Too bad it's not Tuesday. It'd be Taco Tuesday.
I'm making egg rolls for lunch.
So it's egg roll.
Because being able to make egg rolls is programmed into my DNA.
I got you, Jim.
I wasn't going to say nothing, Sarah. I'll let you say that.
It's true.
Wow. David pulling back the stats from 1977 on the Lions not winning in Baltimore. Ooh. But I mean, look at you play that team once every 4 years, and you're at their place once every 8 years. So I mean, I guess that's not
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like we're their place every freaking year. We have to play them. The last 3 times we've been at their place
with Baltimore,
including this year. So that'll be because we lost in Baltimore 2 years ago. It ain't never every 4 years. It seems like it's just whatever team. It can't be every 4 years.
With the
we played them 2 years ago.
Yeah, now it used to be before we got the 17 games. It was when it was 16 game schedule. Like you play the AFC North once every 4 years, right? When your division had it, and you take 2 at home, 2 away, and then 4 years later you swap the home and aways. But now with the extra game, right, we're getting some of that normalcy broken up because that, like in 2020, the Bears were supposed to be in Jacksonville the COVID season, and I had tickets until the NFL canceled it, and they haven't been back to Jacksonville since.
I take that back. We faced Baltimore in the last. When was the last time? The last time we played Baltimore, we had Stafford when we played in Baltimore, and we lost that game. Then they came here, and we lost on that freaking ass 66-yard field goal. And then we lost to Baltimore again at home. So it's about 3, and this is the 4th time we played them in at least 6 years.
I think we played the AFC North back in 2020 because I remembered us playing Steelers and Ravens. And so I think we did play the AFC North in 2020.
That might be when they lost, yeah.
Well, the COVID season was the AFC East. I had tickets to the Jags. Bet Jags Bears, and they got canceled. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun year. SJB.
I think it is gonna be a fun year. And if you want, and now we can go ahead and let's do this.
You can do it.
You got going on, JB?
I got it.
He's trying to get it.
You're tense.
There we go. Yeah, I got it set up so when I go out, it goes out.
There you go.
Don't forget tonight, House Hall Report, 7 p.m. Central.
It's time to do that now. It's time to do that now. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 9 p.m. We do have the NFL Roundtable Talk. Thank you for joining us.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.